When I was a kid, I guess I lived in an average kind of family, mum and dad both nurses. I guess my life was quite uneventful, really. I think until I was about 12, when unfortunately my mum died, and that kind of changed everything, really. About a year after that, my dad remarried, and gradually over time there was kind of emotional abuse, a bit of physical abuse, and I really wasn't happy from the age of about probably 13 and a half to 16. I got married to my boyfriend when I was 20, got my daughter Emma when I was 21, and so left work then, and I thought, well, I'll have another baby and then I'll go back to work, because I was keen to go back to work. But that baby turned out to be twin boys, Sam and Ollie, who were born when I was 23. And then, unfortunately, my ex-husband, I think possibly was threatened by the fact that I was trying to go back into education. Things at home were not good at all. I think when the boys were about 1.5, just before Christmas, he came home from work and just started shouting that he was going to kill us all. I just thought, that's it, I've got to go, I've got to leave now. So I packed a suitcase, just ran down to the lift with a double buggy and my daughter holding my hand, and ran away, basically. 6 months later, got a new place to live. I thought to myself, well, what am I going to do now? So I did the maths course at college, and that meant I could go to university. I studied computing because I was very excited about technology, and it's such an exciting discipline, and I just love the way that it's about practically solving problems, and some of the world's biggest problems. Even though I found a lot of the work and kind of life quite hard, I was very happy, really. My degree got easier as I went through, and so I applied for a PhD position, interviewed and got it, so started a PhD. And it took me 7 years in total to get a PhD. But, you know, I had so many challenges being a single parent with 3 children. Now looking back, I just think, well, I managed to make it in 7 years, whereas at the time I was always beating myself up, you know, like everyone else is getting their PhD and I still haven't got mine. In the middle of doing my PhD, I applied for a full-time lectureship, which I got. So then I actually had a proper salary. I was an academic at a university. It just meant I didn't have to worry about paying the bills anymore, and it was just such a weight off my mind. My career kind of developed into one where I had a foot in academia. I had an honorary professorship at UCL, but at the same time I was writing and giving lots of talks. So that was quite weird, really, to transition from someone who was scared to talk to anybody that I didn't know through to it actually being one of my favourite things to do now. The reason that I love engineering is that it helps us solve problems in a practical way. And to me, solving problems is just such an exciting thing to do. Some of the biggest challenges that we have now, things like climate change, ending poverty, all of the injustice that we see in the world now, engineering is key to solving those issues. To get to where I am now, it's taken a lot of effort. I mean, just so much effort. I've had so many challenges, and lots of them have made me kind of stop where I am. But then at some point I've kept on going, you know, I've kind of got back on it and just kept on going. So resilience has been massive for me, I think. You can turn your life around, but you've got to keep going towards where you want to be.